Hey everyone, Dandelion Princess here, and welcome back to Imp Headquarters. Today I'm super excited because I finally get to take a look at the Season 1 finale of Helluva Boss, Episode 8, Queen Bee. As all of you know by now, this episode was meant to come right after Aussie's and serve as a part 2 to the finale of Season 1. Now, I'm not going to speak too much on the delay itself or what caused it, though there are definitely some pretty big indications as to what did cause it. I'm just thrilled that we finally got this episode, and that Season 1 is properly ended, so I'm definitely just going to focus on my thoughts on the episode. Obviously, for multiple reasons, this episode had a lot of expectations from fans, of course being the finale to Season 1, and the fact that we did get teasers for this episode before it got delayed, leading many fans to speculate so much on what this episode would be. But honestly, I think this episode delivered perfectly on everything that was promised to us from it. Viv has said on multiple occasions that Aussie's is the emotional finale to Season 1, whereas Queen Bee serves as more of a celebration and spectacle for finishing the season. Queen Bee is more fun and lighthearted. In the circus, we got to see the aftermath from Aussie's from Stolas's end, but Queen Bee definitely gives us an idea of how things went on Blitz's end. I really felt bad for Loona in this episode. Obviously, Tex did follow through on what he said from Spring Broken and invited Loona out to a Hellhound party. And I do think in the long run it was good that she went, but it was just hard to watch her, as you could clearly see how out of place she felt. The fact that Loona easily could have gotten home on her own and either called a cab or an Uber just like she did to get to the party, but she called Blitz because she needed him, really shows a lot about her character, I think. Even though Loona is a grown adult by this point and doesn't like Blitz's constant coddling, she still relies on him for comfort. And even from the small teaser we got from this episode, showing her want to go back into the party and trying to convince Blitz to go with her, I knew straight away it was going to be the case that Loona felt more comfortable knowing he was at the party as well. And honestly, I'm kind of glad that we did get to see Scene Stars before this episode in a way, just because it really brings the notion home that Blitz was probably her only sense of comfort that she ever really got. And though she still has a very hard time opening up to Blitz, he's still been the first person to ever be kind to her. Also, predictably, Blitz comes for her in a second, even in his emotional state after what happened from his night at Aussie's. He still picked her up without question. Now, I'll touch on Blitz again a little bit later, but I've put it off long enough. I need to talk about this character, Bee, ruler of the Gluttony Ring. Beelzebub, or Bee for short, is honestly a super cool character. Her design is honestly one of my favorites from the series so far. I honestly have to give so much kudos to Viv and the team for creating and pulling off this design. Obviously, Beelzebub is most commonly depicted as a bee or a fly, And though there are bee-like aspects in Beelz's design here, the fact that her design is more in line with hellhounds was not only unexpected, but I think it says a lot about her character. The first thing we ever learn about Bee is from Tex in Spring Broken, and we learn that she throws hellhound parties all the time. Beelza seems to be a bit more in touch with the lower classes of hell. Her party was full of nothing but hellhounds and imps, and it definitely seems to be that that's how it is on the regular. Not to mention that she is dating Tex, and unlike another ruler of hell, Asmodeus, and his relationship with Fizarali, Bee seems unashamed of Vortex, and doesn't seem to hide her relationship with him. Though she may sing a different tune when the other rulers of hell are around, so the environment may have something to do with it. But as it stands, she seems to not put as much stock into the other royals' opinions than Asmodeus seems to. Also, her song Cotton Candy, I think, was perfectly suited for both her character and for the ruler of gluttony. An interesting detail that I absolutely adore about the song is that it starts out with these lines. But for the second verse, the lines are switched up to this. This is perfectly in line with what gluttony is. Gluttony can be viewed in a few different ways, but in its simplest form, it's the overindulgence of want. In the first verse, Bee disguises it by saying she is what you need and what you want, which is fitting because most people think what they want is what they need, or try to justify something they want by saying that they need it and making it into a need. But as the song goes on, the facade is broken, and Bee confirms she's what you want, not what you need, and even throws a wink as she does it. It's a very subtle little detail, but again, I think it says a lot about her character and works perfectly. Honestly, Bee referring to cotton candy all throughout the song is a really good representation of gluttony, because cotton candy really has no substance. It is nothing but sugar, so you don't get anything meaningful out of it by eating it. Now, though I think Bee treats hellhounds and imps better than the rest of the royals in hell, I feel like she definitely still has aspects to her that show she's not fully in touch. When she talked to Loona for the first time, she was definitely a bit condescending, though I don't think she really meant to be, and she definitely caused Loona to become overwhelmed and was the deciding factor in Loona calling Blitz. Because of the fact that she is a sin and a ruler in hell, she is very used to everybody liking her and being the center of attention. She has a very energetic and overpowering nature that, coupled with the fact that she is Vortex's girlfriend, definitely made Loona feel very standoffish towards her. We can also see that Bee does not like to be disrespected in any type of way. The second Loona calls her out, Bee is instantly ready for a fight, even going so far as to transform into her demon form, which again makes sense. Even though she's much more lax than the other royals of hell, she is still going to demand a level of respect. But she does have a kind heart at the end of the day and encourages Loona to help Blitz. I don't know, Bee I think is just a very interesting character. It's kind of wild, honestly, to see kind of how complex she is just within this one episode. Talking about Blitz though, it was very hard to watch his self-destructive behavior in this episode, though I was 100% expecting it. Of course, Blitz is all too happy to try and make Loona proud of him. We all know what his underlying reason is for drinking so much at the party. But I do love the detail that even in his drunken state, when Loona finds him, he apologizes for her seeing him like this. Ever since adopting her, Blitz has tried to hide his real self from her. But this is really the first time we see that wall sort of break between Blitz and Loona. We see Blitz open up to her about his greatest fear of dying alone. And Loona openly calls Blitz dad for the first time in the series, which only strengthens the point I mentioned in my Loona analysis video, that she does view Blitz as her dad, but she doesn't want to say it directly because it will change their dynamic. But she doesn't hesitate to call him that in an instance like this where he's way too drunk to remember. And seeing Blitz in such turmoil by the end is something that will definitely stick with Loona, I think, even if Blitz doesn't remember it. It was super cute to see Loona taking care of Blitz. Of course, Loona doesn't really know how to process what he's going through and struggles with what to say. Point is, Loona knows Blitz has issues, but none of them are something that she can really discuss or help him with. And he probably wouldn't even accept it if she tried. All in all, this episode was a great finale to Season 1, exploring that connection between Blitz and Loona a little bit, showing us another ruler of hell, which again aligns perfectly with Ozzy's since this was supposed to be part 2. It makes sense that each episode features a sin. The animation was very on point for this episode and was definitely the stunning display that Viv and the team said it would be. And it's definitely easy to see how all of Season 1 was leading up to this episode. The humor in this episode was great as always. Drunk Blitz was hilarious. Honestly, this whole interaction right here might be one of my new favorite lines from Blitz.
Look, I didn't expect you to come in here and see any of this loony. I'm so sorry, but it's a party. I'm just having fun with, fuck is your name again?
Dennis.
Christ on a stick, you would be a dentist. Get the fuck away from me! I'm not fucking a dentist tonight! I need a Monica or Alejandro in here, stat! Better.
You don't need anyone else sucking your face, freaky weirdo.
Though this episode was a shorter one, it was jam-packed with things, which just really made me in awe just how concise the storytelling is. But I absolutely want to know what you guys think about this episode, so definitely let me know down in the comments. And don't forget to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed this review, and definitely subscribe for more Helluva Boss content. Thank you guys so much for watching, and see you guys next time.